All right, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do a little impromptu video because I got one of these wonderful little things in the mail that says I have to do emissions in my particular county in southern Wisconsin. In addition to that, I have a Pulsar LT hooked up to my Silverado with the 6.2 liter, and we're gonna see if we pass emissions today. So stay tuned. All right, so if you come across this channel, you may have come across another YouTuber, or maybe you're subscribed to him, named Lone Star Hawaiian. He's in Texas, I think. Lone Star makes sense, right? Got a wonderful channel. Look him up if you haven't already. He's got a very similar video to this one where he's got a, I think it's a 2020 Silverado Trail Boss with the 5.3 and getting his emissions done, again, in the state of Texas. This one's a 2021 Silverado Trail Boss with the 6.2, getting emissions done in Wisconsin. So we're going to see if there's any differences between the states, but basically going through the same exercise here. Now in his particular example, he's got the same Pulsar LT. It might be just a touch older than mine, but his actually failed. He had to go through same exercise like I said. It failed. He had to disconnect this, which is really simple. It's just a inline harness that plugs into your main wiring harness here. Just disconnect it. I think he ran it for some amount of miles, took it in to get it tested again. It passed, and then basically when he was done, hooked it back up. Sort of defeats the purpose of testing, I guess. You're just going to hook it back up when you're done, but that's what he had to do to get past it. So depending on what you're doing or where you're at, that's what you may have to do. All right, we're in the truck, getting ready to head to the emissions testing place, which is just down the road from me. Wanted to share something that I thought was kind of interesting. Now, GM dealerships, the last, I don't know, maybe year, give or take, and I'm sure other dealerships are doing it too. You take your vehicle in for service. In my case, this truck's still under warranty. I get my oil changes done there. You do what you want with your truck. They hook up a code reader, right, a tester. They plug it into the OBD2 port, and if you talk to the service writer, they're just checking the mileage, right? You talk to, the people that I talk to, and, they're checking codes. And, whether things should be covered under warranty or not, depending if you're fooling around with your vehicle or not. I guess it's come to that, and, so be it. We're not going to be able to solve that or fix that. So, the last couple of oil changes, they've plugged that in. And I've had the Pulsar LT attached. And I was like, well, I wonder if it's going to leave some kind of footprint. And although we've had a couple of codes come up, nothing related to the Pulsar LT. A couple of codes we've had come up, like I've installed a fuse tap and it tripped something on one of the body control modules or something, right? Silly stuff like that gets cleared right away. But so far, the Pulsar LT has not left any kind of signature, any kind of thing, at least nothing that they're checking for with this particular test. Which is pretty good. Really happy about that. Now, they open up the hood, they're going to see it, so they know it's there, and, so be it. That is what it is. And I'm sure there's some dealership somewhere out there that's going to take a picture of my particular dealership. They don't care. So it might depend on where you have your vehicle serviced. But so far, it's not leaving any codes there. So when we get to the state of Wisconsin here, we'll see if it's more of the same, if it leaves a code, or it doesn't. All right, so we got her here at our local testing facility, which is a glorified gas station here in the state of Wisconsin, and we'll see what they say. Don't mind me, just a YouTube channel. So what is a Pulsar LT, and maybe why would you want one? So in its simplest form, the Pulsar LT is a programmer. It's not a tuner. We're not changing things with fuel or airflow, anything like that. We're basically changing how the engine behaves in some of its programs. So the first one, and probably one of the most important ones in my opinion, is we can turn on or off dynamic fuel management, or DFM. An older generation, this is AFM, or active fuel management. They are a little bit different. Some people refer to this as DOD or a cylinder deactivation. You guys get the idea. So in this case, it's turned off. We're running on all 8 cylinders all the time. And that, of course, has its benefits out there. And, of course, there's the whole lifter debate, and you may be on one side or the other of the debate. I worked in automotive for about 20 years of my career, and worked with GM and particularly on a number of different projects. So I am on one side of the debate, and I'm sure I'll get lit up in the comments, and well, that's okay. Bottom line is you can turn off the cylinder deactivation, DOD, DFM, AFM, whatever you want to call it, whatever's appropriate for your particular engine, we can turn it off. The second thing, and this is a good one, we can completely disable the auto stop start. Nothing happens. Nothing here in the dash. Nothing, it doesn't even light up here. So that's completely disabled. You don't have to hit it every time you get, into the truck and start it up. It's just off. Number 3 is going to be down here, and this is in no particular order. And yes, it's dirty. I do use my truck. But basically, you can change the throttle response of your accelerator. So similar to a pedal commander or pedal monster, if I'm saying those right, there's a few different companies out there that do that. In this particular case, you have 5 different settings you can use. 1 being a little bit less than stock. Not sure why you would use that, but maybe you need it. 2 being stock, 3 being a little bit more than stock, 4 being a lot more than stock, and 5, basically you breathe on that pedal, you're going to spin your tires. So you have 5 different settings you can use with the Pulsar LT. And for number 4, and this is the last thing that I use it for, there's a few more things on there, like changing your rear end if you put a different gear down there and things like that. But number 4 is you can adjust your speedometer for your tire size. So these are new wheels and tires. These are 35 12.5s, and of course they're a lot bigger than the stock Duratracs that came with the truck, as you can see there. These are, well, they're 32s, and really they're a little under 32, and these are about 35 here. So anyway, we're about 3 inches different, and again, the Pulsar gives you the opportunity to adjust the speedometer. All right, so we've gotten back. I've left the camera here in the shop right where it was. We just got back a few minutes ago. And you wouldn't believe this. I'm going to try to hold this up here in the camera. State of Wisconsin passed me, which is different than what happened to Lone Star Hawaiian. He had a failure. Again, he's got a 2020 with a 5.3 in the state of Texas. I've got a 2021 with a 6.2 in the state of Wisconsin. So maybe the parameters are a little bit different. Maybe the Pulsar LT is different, because I bought mine a little later. Maybe the 6.2, I'm not really sure. So if you've had to go through this with your Pulsar LT, leave it down below in the comments. We want to hear about it, see if you were able to pass. If you've had a fail, you had to disconnect it. Let me know how that works for you. Well, thanks for watching the video. That's what I have for today, a little impromptu video, and we'll see you next time.